Hello, welcome to Kate's Egg. I am rolling again today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't see as many massive rocks on this part of the field, so that's a good thing. I'm going to slow down to go through this coulee again, and then I'll increase my speed a little bit. There is so many, as I'm driving way over here, the rolled lines all the way back here. So, now that I'm back on my track, there is so much to look at here, it's overwhelming at times. And it's just incredible what this monitor is capable of and can do. Waving at the drone, but I think the drone's flying away. There's another really giant rock over there. Another coulee. This is much more challenging in the drill than in the roller, so I'm happy to not be doing these coulees in the drill. These aren't super bad ones, but they're still not that great. So now I'm following my zigzag line again. The dirt almost looks like a little bit of a lighter color where I have rolled, and it looks more dark and kind of fluffy where I haven't rolled, but it's just a tiny difference. Going 9.2 miles an hour right now. I love just being able to roll my finger to control speed, but my Uncle Chris said it's super challenging for him because he always thinks of pulling this back, which you don't want to do, because that's how it works in the air drill. Oh, now we've got a big rock. And that rock will definitely be troublesome for the combine drivers who pick up the chickpeas in this field. We're hoping to get some rain to get a really good crop this year, although it's looking like we're going to have a drought again, which is not very good at all because we had a drought last year. We actually had a good rain to begin with for our spring wheat crop, but when it was time to fill the head, which means create the grain kernel that we are then going to harvest, we didn't get rain. So our spring wheat crop dried up and we got very little yield from it. And then it also got hit hard by the sawflies. Because our spring wheat crops don't get moisture from snow, we do need to have a little bit of rain, and most of our moisture in Montana comes from our snowfall. So it's definitely a gamble planting spring wheat crops, or I shouldn't say spring wheat because these are chickpeas, so spring crops in general. Getting ready to make another turn here, which I missed this little portion over here on my last corner, so I'm just going to pick that up right now. I missed it again, oh my goodness. I'm not able to turn super sharp with this roller, so I have to be careful. I'm going 10.4 right now, and I'm back on my line. It looks like it's maybe a little bit straighter this time, at least to begin. I haven't gotten all the way down the field. This field's a mile long. So these are the fields I talk about when you can never get to the end in a combine because you're going like 2 miles an hour. So I've just been driving in the tractor as usual, and then all of a sudden I see all of this smoke come out of nowhere pretty much. I think that there's a big fire. It's actually quite a bit south of us, so we're really not sure if it's controlled or not, but it's so far south that we probably couldn't help much with it, but crazy. I hope everything's okay. If we do need to help, we for sure will. I'm going by the fire again, and it kind of looks like it's getting bigger, so I'm not sure. I hope everything's okay. Darcy is also turning around up here. He's way over there. Darcy is doing his end pass right now, as you can see right there. So he's going all the way around the field. And then my dad's going by with the sprayer as well at the same time. And I'm here on the tractor, so I gotta slow down really quickly because I'm about to go through this coulee. So it's one big operation, all happening in the same field. Darcy's now doing end passes, so I slowed the tractor down so that he can get by without problem, and I just do this with my thumb to slow down. I'm still harrowing. I've done this whole part of the field. I seem to be catching up to Darcy slowly, but not fast enough to worry about. There has been some really big rocks, and I'm really enjoying myself so far. I'll do a little in the tractor tour. So this right here is my RPM. This is kind of like my gear shift lever that I can pull back into first or all the way into low. And then my speed is this little knob. I have this right here, which controls the loader, and there's a lock on it that has a little light to make so that you're not accidentally bumping this and moving the loader up and down. That would be very bad. And then I have this whole screen which has a menu on it and controls lots of different things. I'll show you that in a moment. And there's even a sunroof in this tractor. That is how cool it is. Let's see, there's a little compartment here. Oh, that has paper towel. So that's pretty cool. There seems to be a compartment behind the seat as well. And there's also a passenger seat. This is going to be my second to the last lap for the day. Right here I have my blinkers. Oh, I think. Yeah. And here I have some other things. My lights are right here for in the evening. My family always says bad things happen at night when you can't see, and then you spend the whole next day fixing all the problems and breakdowns that happened at night. So it's better just to get sleep. So this is what my dashboard looks like. I'm currently going 9.2 miles an hour, and these are all of the hydraulics here. Oh, as I completely drive off of my line. That's okay, because I drove into the already rolled stuff, so it's not that big of a deal. Then this is for the PTO right here. This is temperature control in the cab. And you also have lights here. Your hazards are here. This is what I was talking about with snail speed, but there is a turtle on the RPM. Then here's the screen. We have this menu option. So you can also control the suspension on the tractor, which is pretty cool. And that was crucial to baling. The fire had gone away for a little while, but it seems to be back again, so I'm not sure if it's controlled or not. It did stop there for a minute, so hopefully everything's okay there. This is what it looks like when I'm driving the tractor. Oh, I'll move my speed up a little bit more. As you can see, a little icon pops up when I'm changing my speed, and then you can also see it here where it says transmission. Then you can look at the engine power, your rear PTO, which is short for power takeoff, is on 0 because it's not on. I'm getting 3.3 gallons per hour in the tractor. And then we don't have auto track, so that's a second piece you have to get for this tractor. You have to get the receiver and the globe, which we did not. We can always add that on after, but we don't use this tractor for a lot of field work, so we mostly use it for the grain vac and to load trucks, so we don't really need that. And there's just lots of stuff that's going on here, so it's kind of interesting to look at. These are my two hydraulics. The first one moves the wheels, and the second one kind of unlatches the roller together. And I'm not even sure what all of these buttons do. It's a completely new experience to me. This tractor is so modern that I have no idea what everything does. You can also go reverse the same speed you can go forward, so that's quite concerning. I don't think I would be capable of driving in reverse at 9 miles an hour, at least safely, that is. There are lots of mirrors in the tractor, so I can always look at my roller. And you really can't hurt the roller, so it's not like seating where you want to spend at least 50 or 60% of your time watching the drill because the tractor's driving itself. Whereas this, it's not driving itself, so you want to look forward. And you can really only see your line looking forward, whereas seating, you can see it looking backwards as well if you have to hand drive the edges for seating. Darcy did all of the edges on this field, so the edges will also have to be rolled because I only roll where Darcy is seated. So when I go to the end, I turn before the very end of the field. And now that Darcy has seated there, I'll have to go back and go over that portion. Well, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe to learn a little bit more about how your food gets to your table. You can also follow Kate's Egg on Instagram, KATES_AG. and on TikTok, Facebook, and Pinterest. And you can also visit the Kate's website, www.katesegg.com, and purchase a Kate's tote bag that's completely made in the USA and so handy in the tractor. I use mine all the time. It's completely dirty, but it's even better when it looks like that. Thank you again for watching. Bye! Well, I've just made it to the end and stopped the tractor, so it was another wonderful day rolling, and I'm very excited to roll again tomorrow.